A bit of a losing streak over since 1988, losing 10 out of 12, but nevertheless very formidable. He's a veteran, really was a cruiserweight initially, as was Ricky Jackson.
Yeah, they were both cruiserweights, and they both grown into heavyweights, but Shelby is on a one-fight winning streak, recently stopping Tyrone Campbell, who was an amateur standout from Texas. He's the Texas heavyweight champion by virtue of that win, and you know, that's the belt that's going to be online here today.
All right, well, we're going to get ready to go up to our ring announcer, George Sanchez, with the introductions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Harlingen Garden, where tonight, Cedric Kushner Promotions, in association with Corona Extra Beer, proudly present the Heavyweight Explosion! Our next bout of the evening, 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Your referee, Ronnie Ralston. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears black and red shorts. He weighs in tonight at 210 pounds with a professional record of 16 wins, no losses, with 10 big wins coming by way of knockout. From Harlingen, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ricky Action Jackson. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He wears blue and white shorts. He weighs in tonight at 234 pounds with a professional record of 22 wins, 14 knockouts, 14 losses, 1 draw, 19 big wins coming by way of knockout. From Fort Worth, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jessy, the Junkyard Dog, Shelby.
Today's the only time Ricky Jackson, of course, 25 years of age. Jesse Shelby, the veteran, 9 years older. Slight height advantage for Ricky Jackson. Jesse Shelby, 24 pounds heavier, and of course, a 2-inch reach advantage for Ricky Jackson. Bob, Shelby, you know, originally, well, first we'll take a look at our Texas rules. 3 knockdown rules in effect, no standing A, 10-point must system. Only the referee can stop the fight, and the fighter cannot be saved by the bell. Heavyweights were scheduled for 10. And Bob, as we mentioned before, I think what we really want to take a look at here is how much Ricky Jackson has learned about fighting a southpaw.
And how much, you know, Jesse Shelby can make him pay for learning that subject a little bit better. Shelby, a very, very durable fighter. I mean, you look on the list of the guys that have beaten him, and they are very good fighters, but I think back to a fight several years ago in Corpus Christi against Evander Holyfield, where he and Shelby just cleaned up on each other for several rounds before Shelby eventually succumbed. But
well, that was the turning point fight. If you take a look at Jesse Shelby's career, it was certainly the turning point fight that turned him from a contender into a possible opponent over the last 5 or 6 years. But Ricky Jackson is one southpaw that he fought was a fellow by the name of Troy Jefferson. I understand he was lucky to get out of there that night with the 8-round decision.
Well, he had a tough time with Jefferson, who's a solid fighter in his own right. But Shelby, you know, the biggest problem that he has is he's completely immobile. If you look down at his legs, I mean, he's had some problems. He got some buckshot put in those legs, and some operations done on him, and he really is completely immobile. And I think that Jackson's aware of that, and he's going to try to move around the ring and make him wear out those legs.
So we should be looking for any speed from Shelby. We're halfway gone here. Round number 1, we're Harlingen, Texas, scheduled for 10. That's Ricky Jackson. He's in the black shorts with the red stripes. Shelby, blue with the white stripe.
Jesse Shelby was telling us before when he had some of those health problems, the doctors wanted to amputate one of those legs, but he was explaining to us that he's got termites in his home, and he didn't want to have a wooden leg in there.
Okay. No Craig Bojanowski syndrome here.
Explaining to us, and he really made his point. He might be suffering from sparring partner syndrome. He was telling us when we interviewed him yesterday.
Under a minute to go, round number 1. Scheduled for 10. Looking to see if Ricky Jackson can get some right-hand leads off, which is sort of the prototype thing you're supposed to do when you're fighting a southpaw.
But Ricky's using the whole ring. You know, when we see him, he's going all the way around. And this isn't a particularly big ring, but this is exactly what he wants to do with Jessy Shelby. Make him use those legs, make him work around there, tire him out, outboxing, which is just what he's doing.
Jackson undefeated, 16-0, 10 knockouts. Shelby 14 TKOs, and under 10 seconds to go as we come to the close of round number 1. Sort of a traditional feeling out round there. I couldn't really get a sense of whether, like you said, Ricky Jackson was using the ring effectively, but whether he was fighting a southpaw effectively was a whole other story, Bob.
Yeah, I don't think that's even come into focus yet, but he's using the whole ring trying to wear Shelby out, and you know, and at the same time trying to see what kind of speed Shelby has, which isn't much. But you know what Jessy Shelby likes to do is get these guys out in that deep water and you know, make them fight. Because he's very, very durable, and even though Rick is a strong puncher early, I don't think that he'll get Shelby out of there. And if he doesn't, it could be a long night for him, because Shelby's and a lot of his success has come in the later rounds in these fights.
Give me a deep breath.
Round number 2, scheduled for 10. We've got heavyweights here in Harlingen, Texas. Ricky Action Jackson, undefeated, 16-0, 10 knockouts. Against Jessy Shelby, saw better days down at cruiserweight. Fighting up in the heavyweight division the last several years. Came in today at 234 pounds, and he gets a good right hand there, Bob. There's that right hand lead from Jackson that we think is what he's going to need to do against the southpaw Shelby.
But he started out the round trying to, Van Horn, I'm sure GL Van Horn in his corner told him, look, if this guy's got his hands up around his head, rip that body up and get those hands down. He immediately started with a hook to the body, and Shelby complained to the referee that it was a little low, but it brought those gloves down, and he immediately followed the right hand upstairs. That's what he's got to do. Rick's got quickness on Jessy. He's got, you know, everything but experience. He wants to take some of that experience from Jessy Shelby and put that in his resume.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, you want to talk about people that Shelby's been in with. We got names like Evander Holyfield, J.B. Williamson, Jeff Lampkin. That's 3 world champions right there. We went down to light heavyweight back in '88 for Joe Lassisi. Remember old Joe? Lost that fight, got stopped in 1. He came down 176. He fought Tommy Morrison. He fought Al Cole, another world champion. Orlin Norris, Joe Hip, Lionel Butler, and
Butler's like he took Lionel's best punches, you know, both above and below the belt, you know, for several rounds before he succumbed. Butler's a vicious, brutal puncher in the head. You see, there's Shelby, you know, I mean, he's very good. He doesn't have to hit counters when he comes in. You know, his legs are kind of without feeling from the knees down, but he's very strong, he's very durable, and he'll take Ricky Jackson to school here. We're going to learn some lessons here today.
Jackson's last fight was an October win against Calvin Beasley. Stopped Beasley in 2. Shelby's last fight was also on October 13th. He knocked out Tyrell Campbell in 9. The fight before that, he got stopped in 2 by up-and-coming heavyweight Andrew Golota.
Crushing. And for a guy that's got to stand right in front of him like Shelby, in front of Golota.
That is a good right hand. Shelby lands right on Jackson.
Working Jessy over on the ropes there, but he's getting as good as he's given. His eyes swelling up a little bit from the shot Shelby caught him with early in the round.
Keeping his left hand very low, too.
You see GL Van Horn's fighter, they like to use an up jab. They try to tuck their chin behind their shoulder, which is an excellent move if you can get away with it. If you can't, you're just inviting the other guy's right hand power.
15 seconds to go, round number 2. Scheduled for 10. Referees Ronnie Ralston breaks the fighter's party. That's the end of round number 2.
One point.
The end of round number 2 is a low blow fouled by Ricky Jackson. without warning.
Too fucking much
point
looking
away
and
from
not
him.
enough throwing.
Referee Ronnie
You
Ralston
bounce
took a
around
point
there,
away.
stop and look. Bounce around, stop and look.
Kind
We're
of, I
supposed to
thought,
go
you know,
first.
maybe a
He's
warning the
getting off
first
more
time.
than we are.
Did I miss a warning earlier that I hadn't seen?
And I'm going to tell you what, if you don't fucking start fighting, we're going to stay behind.
We'll take a look at it.
Ralston came right in there. Obviously a low.
Not even that bad. To lose a point for that without even a warning, I'm very surprised. That's a very strict
But you got to
policy.
turn this into a little bit of a fight.
As long
You hear
as it's
me?
consistently applied, but you can see they're using
Every time you wait on him, he nails.
He nails you every fucking time. You
You wait
bounce
on it.
away, stop there, and pose for him.
Okay. Don't stand in front of him. Don't.
Pick it up,
GL
champ.
Van Horn in the corner.
Send
With
that jack
Jackson.
around.
There's
Here.
Jesse Shelby.
Here. Take it out.
Round number 3. We're in Harlingen, Texas on the Cedric Kushner Sports Network. I'm your host, Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal. I'm with Bob Spagnola. In case you're just joining us, Ricky Action Jackson, undefeated, 16-0. It's Jesse Shelby, the veteran, 22-14. And round number 2 ended with a low blow by Ricky Jackson, but referee Ronnie Ralston took a point away. In a round, Bob, where I saw a lot more aggressiveness on the part of Jesse Shelby. Maybe more than expected.
I think Shelby, as the fight goes, he'll pick it up a little bit every round. Now you see him; he's very aware. Shelby is not. Whenever they get inside and they're tangled up in each other, he's putting his hands up in the air, letting the referee know, look, I'm not holding. Because if the referee starts breaking from the inside, Shelby's out of business. But the inside's the only place he can do his work in this fight. He wants the referee and everybody else to know, be very aware of that fact. He's got to get inside. Hopefully Ricky Jackson, from his vantage point, is slow down where he can get him on the ropes and work him over. Because he just can't fight a moving target.
Okay, we're scheduled for 10 here. How about Ricky Jackson? This is his only, remember, he fought at 189 pounds, which was his highest, not his highest professional weight. He was fighting as a cruiser through August. All of a sudden, in October, he shows up at 223 pounds. He's at 210 today. What happens if this goes into the later rounds? Is he going to have the stamina to hang in there?
Well, it's a good question, but Ricky Jackson's an athlete. He's an athlete, very successful in track and football out of Houston, Jack Yates High School, and a very highly touted college ball player and an NFL prospect. He takes very good care of himself. He's very well conditioned, but you've never been in that. He's had one 10-round fight, which he had problems in the second half of it, and that's the whole thing. That's what Shelby's got to do. Shelby's got to make him fight enough early in this fight that those later rounds will become hard. That's what he's doing right now. He's being very successful.
And that 10-rounder, which was back in April against Herman Delgado, he weighed 187 pounds. He's carrying around another 23 pounds today.
Oh, that's right. All that bulk. Although Shelby's carrying some excess weight too. Rick has to be able to keep reaching with the jab this far, which I think is very significant in this fight, because he's got to be able to hold Shelby off with that jab if he wants to be successful.
And Shelby seems to be landing his right, as evidenced by the welt underneath the eye of Ricky Jackson. He's keeping his left low, and Shelby's being able to land his right jab.
And he's just touching him with it. He hasn't landed any thunderous shots on Rick. He's just touching him and getting him out of position and making him work every minute of the fight. That's what Jesse Shelby wants to do. This is going to end up being a tough fight for referee Ronnie Ralston. I think he was just trying to establish himself early, let these guys know to pay attention to what he said. But this is going to be a rough fight. Two rough horse fighters. You see Shelby there takes a good shot from Jackson, and he's talking to him in the middle of the ring.
We're coming to the end of round number 3. We're in Harlingen, Texas. Tough round to call, Bob, because Shelby was a lot more aggressive and seemed to be muscling and landing a lot of right-hand leads, and then Jackson comes on near the end of the round, lands that good shot, and Shelby shook his head and says, no, you didn't hurt me, but you and I know different.
Instead of here up on the guy, right? You got to shoot him up here and then come down here. You follow what I'm saying? You looking for a top shot. Look here. Am I right? I got to have you moving your legs. I got to have you punching at the same time. You follow me? See my back.
And if he's successful in doing that, he knows it's going to pay large dividends for him later in the fight.
We take a look at the replay in the early action from round number 3. 2 good shots landed by Jesse Shelby. And then near the end of the round, we take a look at other action here where Ricky Jackson comes on and starts to land some shots.
Yeah, strong finish for Jackson. I gave Jackson the round, but I know Jesse Shelby, and I know what he's trying to do, and he's going to fight a little bit more in every round, and and turn it up on Ricky Jackson. And we're going to have to see if Ricky's up to that task.
Okay, we're here in round number 4, scheduled for 10 heavyweights. It's Ricky Jackson in black shorts with the red stripe. Veteran Jessy Shelby, blue shorts with the white stripe. It's been close so far. Round number 2, point was taken away from Jackson for a low blow by referee Ronnie Ralston. Slight edge at this moment, probably unofficially to Ricky Jackson. I copped out in round 3, gave it even.
Well, Jackson's got to win the early rounds in this fight, but he's going to be at risk later in the fight because his punching power will subside a little bit, and he'll be in there on the inside with Jessy Shelby more. That's those little little touching shots of Shelby will open him up for some bigger shots.
And Shelby landing that right hand jab, twisting it over a little bit, almost at will right now on Ricky Jackson. He's keeping that left hand, in my opinion, much too low. You mentioned that's a Van Horn trademark, throwing that up jab. But I don't see it working that well against southpaws. Of course, G.L. Van Horn in the corner today of Ricky Jackson, father and trainer of former 2-time world champion Darren Van Horn.
And a real boxing guy, G.L. Van Horn, is everything from soup to nuts that he does, promotions, management, training. The fact of the matter is you see a strong trainer, and Van Horn definitely falls in that category. He has an effect on his fighters, and especially a guy like Ricky Jackson.
Here, let me see this. Here, let me see this. Do this way.
That up jab is a very good weapon, but you're taking a southpaw. Let me get right to land on him, and then you're there, right there for him. It's a significant aspect of his offense and his defense.
Jackson, 28 years of age. Turned pro back in 91. Stepping up a bit in class today against the veteran Jessy Shelby. He's had a rough for the last 4 or 5 years, but can still do a lot. He's been in 5 or 6 former world champions. And on top of it, he's a southpaw.
Jessy was a hot prospect in Dave Gorman's stable when he first started out, and you see in this business how careers and styles change as times change, but he's still a dead game character, always has been. He gives 100%, and that makes him a real good kind of a trial horse for a young fighter to fight. Add in the fact that he's a left-hander, and he's got about a 95% knockout ratio, makes it all the more so interesting.
Ricky Jackson starting to get in there now. Shelby, of course, came up originally as a light heavyweight. Good right hand lead there. And that's what Jackson has to throw more of, Bob. I don't know why he's not using that right hand lead. You need to do that against the southpaw.
Yeah, you really do, and you want to come back with the left hook afterwards, and Rick hasn't done that once in the fight. But he's got a good right hand, but this is Jessy Shelby. He gets hit with a solid shot right on the kid. If any push there.
That'll be the end of round number 4. Well, just near the end of round number 4, Ricky Jackson getting started there. Set up with a left jab through the right hand, landed flush on Shelby. Didn't seem to affect Shelby all that much. And next thing you know, he pushed Ricky Jackson down to the mat. Clearly a push. And we take a look at action here from round number 4.
Double jab, right hand behind it. Ricky Jackson. But Jesse's been shaking his head a lot in the fight every time he gets hit with a big right hand. And here again, big right hand behind the jab.
Well, he's certainly taken some of Jackson's best shots, and he's carrying them here into the late rounds. A little bit of a welt under the eye. We're getting ready for round number 5.
Left-handed don't mean nothing. Try to pick up, but you gotta turn around. Don't look.
Fifth round here, scheduled for 10. We got heavyweights, Ricky Jackson, Jessy Shelby, and as the round started, we could hear G.L. Van Horn screaming instructions, Bob, to Ricky.
Shelby starts the round with his version of the jab, straight left hand, and a nice uppercut that worked on Ricky Jackson. Jackson fires back with his own salvo. Pins Shelby on the ropes. Good action here for heavyweights.
Very active fight.
We always have to qualify that when it's heavyweights, because
You're
deserve a bad rap a lot of times. But that's what the paying customer wants to see.
Right-hand lead starting to work again for Ricky Jackson here in round number 5. Now Marty Rosenthal joins in by Bob Spagnola. We're scheduled for 10. A little more than a minute going by here.
Nice performance thus by Ricky Jackson, but it's not over with by any means. Shelby still just trying to get over there where he can do something to Ricky Jackson later in this fight. And it's awful hot in there, Arnie. I don't have to tell you, with these lights on in this South Texas, people might not know it being December down here really doesn't matter with the heat humidity.
No, I was surprised. I was wearing a suit today. It's 80 degrees outside today. And Shelby's starting to look a little fatigued, Bob. Carrying his hands a little bit lower, seems to be pawing his head. Oh, good two-punch combination there. Got Shelby hurt. Jackson's got him in the corner. A little more than a minute to go here in round. And why would Jackson step back then, Bob?
You know, Shelby just went back to the corner, leaned on it for a little bit, and took about a 15-second rest there and came right to it. I'll tell you, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think Ricky Jackson should try to knock Jessy Shelby out. He's winning this round quite nicely right here. I think he needs to put it in the bank, gain this valuable experience. And if Shelby doesn't want to go, don't worry about it, because everybody isn't going to go. And, you know, this is a part of the maturing process for Action Jackson.
Referee Ronnie Ralston swept up a storm in there. He's had his work back for it thus far. Under 30 seconds to go, round number 5. Nice lateral motion there by Ricky Jackson. Right-hand lead leads, and just when you think Jessy Shelby's going to sleep, he wakes up with a combination. Laying that 234 pounds on Ricky Jackson. As we come to the end of round number 5, we're scheduled for 10 heavyweights.
And Rick Jackson definitely had it in his mind.
You were saying, Bob?
No, you know, Jackson had it on his mind to put an exclamation point on that round, which he had an excellent one. Hurt Shelby several times, but I still believe that if it's a decision that he's got to win here today, he's well in charge, and that's what he ought to do rather than try to knock this guy out because he thinks he's wobbling or whatever.
You gotta stay with it. You gotta stay with it.
It's a lot over top.
I don't give a fuck if you don't feel like throwing punches. You gotta throw them anyway. You hear what I'm saying? You gotta throw them motherfuckers anyway. You gotta turn them loose and turn them loose.
Come on.
Ricky, Ricky. Anytime you get close, he's whacking us to the body, but you ain't doing nothing.
Breathe out.
Dig with him. Use your head, your elbows. This is a fight. Okay, man. Use everything, but let's go win this. We got about 4 rounds to go. Let's do it all, okay?
5th round action here. Take a look at Ricky Jackson had a great 5th round. Trap Jessy Shelby in the corner. We come out for round number 6, scheduled for 10. And profanity flying from GL Van Horn. Bob, is he telling Ricky Jackson to get out there? I think he feels that he can finish Jessy Shelby. He started to really come on strong at the end of round number 5, just as the bell rang.
Well, GL's a very animated guy in the corner, but the point no matter, Shelby's trying to make the call here for the referee with a, you know, it might have been a borderline low blow by Jackson, but he's not going for that again. But I'll tell you something, in this fight right now, Rick is worried about 10 rounds. He's concerned with it, you know, and he doesn't want to push, doesn't want to let it all hang out every round, and that's what GL's imploring him to do, because GL knows the kind of condition that he's in, excellent condition, and he knows he's got to go out there and let his punches go, and there it goes again.
I know, strong.
Ronnie Ralston again with a warning to keep him up. He took a point away from Jackson in the 2nd round.
And Ronnie's making it right now, because he certainly could have taken one right there if the other one was a quick call. So all books are balanced here, so to speak.
So you would have to say, Bob, that in spite of the fact that Jackson's already been 10 one time, that was at 187 pounds. This is sort of like his second coming out to see if he can go full 10 carrying 210 pounds.
Right, and against a different, you know, against a heavyweight that is known. In his last fight, he brought a young kid out into the later rounds and stopped him you know, a guy that was considered to be a prospect, and Shelby was an opponent. He's trying to do the same thing here, same scenario. Tyrone Campbell had very little amateur experience. Rick Jackson had none. So, you know, even though he's gone 10 rounds a year or so ago, it's not like something that he's, you know, done easily or whatever. As you see Shelby get off a good straight right, left hand there, trapping Ricky against the rope.
Well, my opinion, right now I'm watching Shelby, and I've got to say, he looks, unless he's taking a couple of rounds off, figuring he can take Jackson's best shots, he looks very spent. His arms are very slow. His punches don't seem to have what they had on him in the first 3-4 rounds.
I mean, he is absolutely very slow. He was like that early in the fight, but he's, you know, like I said, I thought what Shelby would try to do is make Jackson fight a certain amount every round and get him out into the deep water, and he's been successful in doing that. He hasn't been seriously hurt by Jackson or dropped, but, you know, he's taken some heavy shots from Jackson early in the fight.
30 seconds to go. Round number 6 was scheduled for 10 on the Cedric Kushner Sports Network Heavyweight Explosion. Undefeated Ricky Action Jackson.
Let go. Break it. You gotta work. You gotta work.
Seems to be ahead. Unofficially, of course, Jessy Shelby, the veteran.
Let's go.
Another punch, marginally low.
Another solid round for Jackson.
You hear that clap, clap, clap? You hear me?
You know what I'm saying? Lean back, lean back. Okay, lean back, lean back. You follow what I'm saying? Here, lean back. You follow what I'm saying? Now look, I told you to stay down the body. The key thing on this body shot is the body. You follow what I'm saying? You can't ask this referee for shit. You know why? He ain't gonna give it to you, right? You follow what I'm saying? You got to get out there and fight. You follow what I'm saying? You can't ask this referee to do that. Because you know why? He's for the other man. So look, you got to get out there. You got to make this happen. Look, I'm telling you, you got to cut it. He folds over to the
I'm
body.
a son of a bitch. He complains about getting low, and you let him stand back there and get the referee's attention. You should be on top of him. Okay. Let's get on top of him until the end of the fight. Rick, there ain't no second time. This is it. We got to go get it. You hear me? We got to go get it.
6th round action. Very good round for Ricky Jackson.
That was one of those borderline shots that Jessy Shelby was complaining about.
I love the corner work, though. I mean, Bubba Stotts and Jessy Shelby's face. The key things on body shots is the body.
I love that. One of those quotable quotes out of Bubba. There we got a whole dictionary full of them.
GL Van Horn telling Ricky Jackson between rounds when the referee's talking to you about those low blows. Don't get Jessy Shelby time to rest. Keep fighting. Don't stop and listen.
Very good point by GL. He said, you let the other guy have a good counter shot by Jackson just when Shelby was trying to hit him with a hook. You hurt Jessy Shelby with that.
But in my opinion, Bobby continues to let him off the hook. He's not following up.
Well, you're absolutely right. He's not. But I believe that he's confident to know that he's winning this fight and winning these rounds. And when he hurts Shelby, he doesn't feel like he's going to go in and try to finish him. Maybe he's wrong for doing that, but he's conserving his energy to make sure he's going to be in there.
Again, as we mentioned earlier, Ricky Action Jackson only been 10 rounds one time, and he was 187 pounds when he did that. He comes in today at 210 pounds, a full-blown heavyweight. I'm a little concerned about being able to go the distance. We're almost halfway gone here in round number 7. They're scheduled for 10. That's Jackson in the black shorts with the red stripes. Jessy Shelby, the veteran, in the blue with the white stripe. Referee Ronnie Ralston pulls them apart, not having an easy time in there.
You also see in this round, in between rounds, Van Horn told him, look, Rick, stay on the inside and work with this guy. Don't move so much. You're wasting energy. Just lay on the inside. And what Ricky has, Jackson's badly hurt. He's badly hurt. He got hit up on the temple.
Jackson's down.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Takes it up at 8. Referee Ronnie Ralston looking into his eyes. He tells him he's okay. Wipes off refresh everybody here, Bob, by dropping
You didn't try it, right?
Ricky Action
Okay, you didn't
Jackson in
try
the
it.
seventh
But, okay,
round.
I got to continue to stay down the bottom. I can't go up to the head and work the head. You follow me? You got to continue to work the body. That's the key thing to stopping him. You hear me? Give me a deep breath. You want this fight? Okay, then I got you to have to go out there and work the top, work the bottom, but continue to
Take
stay
a look
down the
at
bottom.
action
You hear
here
me?
from round number
And I
7,
got to have
Bob.
more than one punch.
Here comes the knockdown shot.
Just a couple of short jabs. He hit him on the top of the head there, right on the top of the temple, and then another hook. Those 3 shots, the last one really a kind of a rabbit punch, hurt Jackson, had him badly hurt, and he eventually went down.
And what is it about the temple in boxing? We're seeing this a lot lately. Fighters get hit in that one spot even softer than a normal blow when they go down.
It's a very sensitive spot, and you don't know till you've been hit there. Your legs completely betray you, start dancing around underneath you.
Okay, round number 8. The only knockdown in the fight came in round number 7. Jessy Shelby with a shot to the temple and a few more follow-up shots drops Ricky Action Jackson. I've got to tell you, Bob, and I know your scoring doesn't agree with mine, but I've got the fight even at the end of 7 rounds, 66 to 66. Keeping in mind that a point was taken away by Ricky Jackson in round number 2. Unofficially, of course.
Right now, I think I just have Jackson ahead by 1 point at this juncture. But these last 3 rounds will really be the maturing of Ricky Jackson. Can he recover from that shot? Come back over here and outpunch Jessy Shelby these last 3 rounds. And I promise you, Shelby is going to be, that knockdown in his favor is going to make him a lot more aggressive, a lot fresher, because his adrenaline is going. And Ricky, when he gets down there and rolls underneath, he's making himself susceptible to getting hit up on top of the head, which happened in the last round. I wouldn't break down like that in front of Jessy Shelby.
As you mentioned, he got hit on the temple. These temple shots lately. We've seen another former world champion, as it is now, Terry Norris, very susceptible to temple shots. Drops like a sack of potatoes when he gets hit in that spot. Didn't look like Jackson was hit all that hard.
No, it really didn't, but at the same time, his legs went out from under him. They betrayed him. And an old veteran like Shelby saw it.
Right back. Stop punching. Right.
Didn't have enough left, though, at that point to put away Ricky Jackson, as we're more than halfway gone here in round number 8. This is scheduled for 10. Very close fight right now.
Ricky, step back.
Jackson might have a slight lead. First scheduled 10 at heavyweight for Ricky Jackson. Well, excuse me, first fight that may go 10 at heavyweight for Ricky Jackson. He's been 10 one other time before. Back in April, but that was at 187 pounds. Giving up 24 pounds today to Jessy Shelby, who came in at 234 pounds. On top of which Shelby's a southpaw, not one of Jackson's favorite commodities.
This round, a very pivotal round in the fight. Both guys have got off with punches. Good shot by Shelby, but Jackson moves forward.
Shelby doesn't seem to be able to follow up on some of these, though.
He's just so, he has absolutely no balance, and when he gets off balance, it takes him a second or so to get back set, get his equilibrium back, and there he hurts Jackson again with a straight left hand, backs him up to the ropes.
Round up for grabs right now. Anybody who finishes strong. Shelby looking at his corner, very tired.
You got 2 rounds. Hey, Rick, don't leave nothing here.
GL Van Horn, we're going to take a listen to in the corner. Ricky Action Jackson.
Hey, listen, come on, now wake up. Ricky, 2 rounds. 2 rounds of nothing but violence and war. If you don't do it, Rick, our undefeated Rick, why are you letting the guy that ain't as good as us hang in there with us? You're not fighting, you're looking and resting and waiting for something to come to you. And the only thing going to come to you is a fight. Ricky, nothing means nothing. You understand? You got to step up in there and drop down and work and throw this motherfucker and push him and turn into a man for 2 rounds. And don't stop. Nothing left, Ricky. Nothing left. You got 2 rounds. Ricky, Buster, you got to fight. Get some character. Come on, champ.
Round number 10. Shelby. Round number 9, we're in Harlingen, Texas. I'm Arnie Rosenthal along with Bob Spagnola. And GL Van Horn all over his undefeated prospect Ricky Jackson between rounds. Taking a page from the Angelo Dudley book. Tell him you're blowing it.
GL's the kind of guy that if his kid's ahead by 3 or 4 points, he gives him the same speed. But this fight is definitely up for grabs, and he knows it. He's just got to see how much he can get out of his fighter at this point. See what Jessy Shelby and Rick Jackson, how they're going to finish off this battle.
Bob, how do you have it scored at the end of 8?
I still got Jackson ahead by a point.
And I gave Shelby the 8th round. I've got him up 76-75. Unofficially, of course, and that was a good punch combination. But Shelby comes back with his own 2-punch combination.
Excellent. Look at this. They are going to it. They are going to it right here, these guys. The pace that they've set for heavyweights here. Tokyo, this is a heck of a fight for the 9th round.
And I've got to wonder if GL Van Horn's instructions to go out and take this guy out are the best instructions at this point. Should he be boxing Jessy Shelby, staying on the outside and winning the last 2 rounds, or should he be slugging it out with the veteran?
Well, it's hard to tell. You know, you tell your fighters in between rounds, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do what you say, or they're going to take some of it, but this is a fight right here, and that's what we got right here. This is what it's all about on the heavyweight explosion. They're getting wrestling a little bit here, but for the conditioning level of these 2 guys and the heat in here, I can't say enough about it. My hat's off to both of them.
And they're both dead tired, throwing punches in there in the 9th round. We're scheduled for 10. In case you're just joining us, 1 knockout in the fight. Round number 7, Shelby dropped Ricky Jackson. Referee Ronnie Ralston also took a point away from Jackson in the 2nd round for low blows. Very even fight. Bob Spagnola's got Ricky Jackson up by 1 point. I've got Jessy Shelby up by 1 point. A little under a minute to go in round number 9.
I think what's in Shelby's favor at this point in the time that he's been in tough fights later on like this, and Ricky really hasn't. This is a really untested territory for Ricky.
Shelby's been 10 rounds with the likes of Jeff Lampkin, Sherman Griffin, Orland Norris, Joe Hip. Recently went into the 9th round where he stopped prospect Tyrone Campbell. Ricky Jackson's been 10 rounds just once, as we mentioned earlier, and that was at 187 pounds. He's 210 pounds today.
After the pace that's been set in this fight, I can't blame either guy for taking it easy a little bit towards the end of this round. But here they go again.
Bob, going into a 10th round now, you got an undefeated fighter like Ricky Jackson. The fight's basically up for grabs. I've got it even at the end of 9. When you take a look at Bubba Stotts and Jessy Shelby's corner, what do you tell your fighter right now to get that last-second action out of him?
Well, I don't know. You know what? I know Bubba's an animated character, and he's going to get in there. He's telling, I got to have this, dog. I got to have this. And Shelby's got a lot of respect for Bubba, and he's going to get out there and give it all he's got. Jackson, on the other hand, is getting the same speed.
Give a deep breath. Get off this dude. I want you to go to work. I want it down here. Don't let her hate it. This is no cakewalk, all right? Don't out there pose with this man. You get out there and throw punches. Get your ass off. Let's go, champ. Get up.
Hey, 3 minutes of violence. Let's go. Pass out.
10th and final round. We're in Harlingen, and what a fight it's been. Undefeated Ricky Action Jackson, his undefeated status in jeopardy against the veteran Jessy Shelby. Been 1 knockdown in the fight. Shelby dropped Jackson in the 7th round. Also, Jackson lost a point in the 2nd for low blows. Bob, anybody's fight at this point?
I've got it in a 1-point fight still. I kind of crawfish and called the last round even. I hated to give it to either one. There's a nice right hook landed by Jackson. Look at Ricky Jackson get in there, though. You can't question this kid.
I've got it even as well going here. Ronnie Ralston calls time. Loose tape on the glove.
Come on.
Jessy Shelby.
Look, I'm trying. Listen, man. Jessy.
Bubba Stotts.
Keep it right. Hang on. Keep it in here. No, hang on.
At the same time, telling referee Ronnie Ralston he's trying to go as fast as he can.
Jessy.
Little rest. Probably the advantage of both fighters at this point. Neither one wanted to be here this long. Shelby, the veteran's been this distance several times. Ricky Jackson, first time at heavyweight, into the 10th round.
Jackson's been bleeding bad from the mouth for the last couple of rounds.
Minute gone by here in the 10th and final round. Anybody's fight at this point. Good overhand right by Shelby. Catches Jackson coming in, who's keeping his left very low.
Rick's paying the price for being predictable.
Referee Ronnie Ralston having trouble breaking him apart. And now he's going to take him over. Tape is loose on the glove.
You understand? You got about a minute and a half. I don't want no laying around.
using it to give some last-second instructions too, Bob.
I want it all right here. You hear me? Don't you hold on. Come on.
GL took every second that he could, did everything that he could for his fighter.
Telling him he doesn't want him holding on. He wants him fighting here. He's very fatigued. Ricky Jackson drops to the floor. And a very good wiping off of the glove by Ronnie Ralston there. Doesn't want things to get sloppy there.
Proud and pouring Rick Jackson on here.
Good overhand right, lands another one. Shelby landed two good blows there. Also dead tired, goes falling back across the ring.
Completely spent here.
Under a minute to go, round number 10, the 10th and final round. A fight that both Bob Spagnola and I, Arnie Roosevelt, have even.
Great shots being landed by both fighters here. Ricky Jackson, and is he letting it all hang out here?
And we're going to sit back and just let you look at the last 30 seconds here in a terrific 10-round battle.
Both fighters are not pay here tonight. Ricky Jackson outworking Jesse Shelby here at the end of this fight. That's all you can say. He's won this last round on guts and heart.
And there you have it, Bob. I got to tell you, right up to the last bell, this was a terrific fight. One that if you had to predict ahead of time on paper, I don't think you would have quite called it this way. How'd you have it?
I ended up 96-94. Ricky Action Jackson maintains an undefeated record. It wasn't even.
I had it 95-94. He stole the last round. 7th round, Shelby knocked Jackson down. 2nd round, a point taken away from Action Jackson for low blows. We got to give a lot of credit in there to veteran Jessy Shelby coming in at 234 pounds today to Jackson's 210. Jackson giving up 24 pounds. We take a look at 10th round action here. Ricky Jackson really digging down deep. Jessy Shelby had his moments in the 10th round, but Jackson hung in there unofficially enough, I think, to win the 10th round, at least on my scorecard and on Bob Spagnola's scorecard. Perhaps a turning point in the 10th round is GL Van Horn. When Ricky Jackson went over to his corner to have some tape put on, yelling at his fighter, no hanging on, no hanging on. That was enough to make him move, pull out possibly that 10th and final round and win the fight. Again, unofficially, I had it 95-94 for Jackson. Spagnola had it 96-94 for Jackson. But we've got 3 judges here today, and it'll be interesting to see how they scored it. Referee Ronnie Ralston today had his hands full. Going to take a point away in the 2nd round from Shelby. And incidentally, this is for the Texas State Championship. 10-round fight for the Texas State champion. So the winner of this today will be the Texas heavyweight champion. We're waiting our decision. We're in Harlingen here. Coming up, by the way, don't go away. We've got Buster Mathis, the USBA heavyweight champion, versus Gehring Lane. But first, here's our official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 exciting rounds of heavyweight action, we have a decision. Judge Acuna scores the bout 93-95. Judge Ortega scores the bout 96-93. And Judge Wells scores the bout 95-94 for your winner by majority decision and new Texas heavyweight champion, Ricky Action Jackson!
There you have it. Actually, a split decision, 96-93 and 95-94 for Ricky Jackson. One judge had it 95-93 for Jessy Shelby. We had it, of course, quite unofficially. Very close fight. We had it 95-94 and 96-94, respectively, by myself and my partner, Bob Spagnola. There was one knockdown in the fight. That in the 7th round by Shelby, dropped Jackson. But a good shot to the temple, followed up by a 3-punch combination. Point was taken away, remember, in the 2nd round from Jackson for low blows by referee Ronnie Ralston. So there you have it, split decision win. We're gonna go up to Bob Spagnola in the ring with our winner, new Texas champion, Ricky Action Jackson. Take it away, Spag.
I'm here with Ricky Action Jackson, the new Texas heavyweight champion. I'll tell you something, it wasn't easy. You really matured tonight.
Well, the biggest thing is the weight. This is only my 2nd heavyweight fight. I've been training as a heavyweight for 3 months, so the weight was kind of new a little bit. And moving the weight around the ring, I move a lot more than that, but I was unable to get the steps and the spins and the moves like I wanted to. But I promise you the next fight, I'll be 218 and moving. And still, I wanted to knock this guy out, but he's a vet. He's 34 years old. He has more losses than I have wins. So, you know, that says something about a fighter. And you got to respect him. Look at George Foreman. Everybody disrespected him, and he went out there and did the job. So I went out here and gave the guy a little bit too much respect and got caught. But at the same token, this is only my 17th pro fight. I didn't have any amateur fights, and I'm not making excuses. But you will see me again, and every time you see me, to get a lot better.
Oh, hey, listen, you did an excellent job. You know, I understand. I know I'm familiar with the fact that you never had any amateur fights. This other guy is seasons even beyond what his record shows. I know GL got on you a little bit towards the end of the fight. He did a great job. What do you think, GL?
Oh, I know I got a kid with a ton of hickory in here. I just need some seasoning. And you know, he tries to try things, and you don't try nothing here. If you can't do it, don't do it. You don't try nothing when you're in your fight. You try things in the gym. He's got to come in here and start fighting. Went like when he was throwing down and went nose to nose and toes to toes. That's when you show the hickory you got, and you're going to get some people out of here as a heavyweight.
Yeah, excellent performance. Excellent end to the fight. Congratulations, champ. I'll take it back to you, Tokyo.
Thanks a lot, Bob. A ton of hickory. Now I've got to find out what this hickory is and where I can buy some of it, because I'm not exactly sure. GL Van Horn with some great expressions. Ricky Jackson goes to 17-0, 10 KOs. There's Jessy Shelby. He's got nothing to be ashamed of today. He dropped Ricky Jackson back in the 7th round. One judge gave it to him. Very tough loss for him. For the Texas Heavyweight Championship, and Ricky Jackson cops that title now. As he said, gave a lot of respect to Jessy Shelby. Jessy Shelby's got more losses in his career than Ricky Jackson has fights. As we talked about during the fight, he seemed a little bit concerned about going the full 10 rounds at heavyweight.
And don't forget, after our main event,
But a very gutsy and a very good performance.